What's up? This is Stix It In Ya,
I'm Lexi Fox.
and you're watching Heavy New York.
Heavy New York!
What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York. We are back at Duff's Alcohol Abuse Center in Brooklyn, and today we are here with Lexi and Stix of Steel Panther. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. It's so awesome to have you here. Heavy Metal Rules is the new record. You released 3 singles off of it, which sound absolutely awesome. With these singles, Gods of Pussy and All I Want to Do Is Fuck and all those, is this like a clear representation of what the entire record is going to sound like, or is there maybe a little more experimentation and a little more diversity in the record?
Wow.
That's a
You
lot
know
of
what?
questions.
This record is quite diverse. Though the whole thing sounds like Steel Panther, you're gonna get songs that are different than the ones we've released, different than Gods of Pussy. There's songs on this record. Heavy Metal Rules is completely different. A big piano intro and then a fucking like super Sabbath-y, heavy fucking riff. I'm Not Your Bitch sounds like a fucking buzzsaw. And you're gonna get. I mean, you're gonna get.
I ain't buying what you're selling is something that I can't wait for people to hear.
It's an acoustic song, and there's a bunch of fucking everything on this record. I'm honestly, dude, and I'm not bullshitting you. I'm more excited about this record than any record we've ever done.
That's awesome.
It's true, and I've never said that about a record. I feel that we are doing something special with this record.
Awesome.
I think so too.
You always want to do that, right? Take a new approach to every album. Like, because are you ever worried that like a Steel Panther album or Steel Panther song could sound sometimes too much like a Steel Panther song?
It's a fucking interesting thing. When you put your first record out, there's no one is going to compare you to anything because, or no one's going to say, oh, they did that already because you didn't do anything. Your second record, they can say, it sounds too much like the first record or not enough. But the fifth record, you have to ride this line of being fresh and not repetitive, but also not fucking Radioheading it and going completely off the fucking rails and having your fans who kind of expect a certain thing listen to something and go, I don't know what the fuck this is. So you straddle the line of you want to do fresh shit, but you want it to sound like your fucking band.
There you go.
And make bitchin' videos like the videos we made so far are really cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you want to. I mean, look, there's not a fucking no mystery. We sing about pussy, we sing about partying, and we sing about pussy.
Being that I've interviewed like hundreds and hundreds of doom metal bands with 27.5-minute long songs with the same sludgy, distorted riff repeating itself, it's a breath of fresh air to sit down and talk with you guys who know how to have a good time.
Appreciate that very
you.
much.
Thank you. We did. God, man, you only get one chance to go around, man. We want to fuck as many bitches as possible, and we want to play our songs to as many people as will listen.
And we get a bunch of chances to go around because we tour all the time. Like sometimes we go around, like, you know what I'm saying, Stix? We don't have just one chance. We get to go to Australia again. We get to go
kind of talking about life.
We get to go to Europe. We're
Like,
lucky.
I guess really a lot of people have a lot of chances to go around to a lot of places.
Yeah.
Well, us especially, huh?
There you go. One question I was really curious about with Steel Panther is because you guys have some of the greatest senses of humor in metal I've ever seen, but your music is also very technically impressive. Like, I feel like if you slightly botch a note on a guitar solo live, people are going to hear it. If you slightly go off time in drums, people are going to hear it. But is there like a serious moment that you guys have when making
I fuck
music?
up all the time, and luckily people don't hear it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we don't keep them very loud in the mix.
All right. But, like, is
Thanks,
there a
Stix.
moment of seriousness when making music in order to execute the sound, or is it just all fun and games every time?
Oh, dude. I'm not going to say this, and I hope I don't come off like a dick, but we are fucking deadly serious when we go in the studio and record the music. For real. Before and after we get our dick sucked.
Okay.
So
Under the mixer.
during the fucking recording, like, it's I mean, we want to put the most important thing for us is to put out the fucking most bitchin' records we can with the best performance that we can record. And because if our songs aren't cool, then then you could just easily go, oh, those are the 4 dicks in spandex. But there's shit that you can't say. You can't go, yeah, they can't really play, because we can play. And we fucking and I feel like we get real serious when it comes to fucking recording the music. But that's like, after we've been partying, then it's serious fucking recording time, then it's party. There you go. That's how we do it.
Yeah, you have to balance it out. Like what's a good example? Like, say a guy in a high wire, he has to balance. Or let's see, what I can be think of another great example to collaborate on what Stix is saying. Another great thing for balance is all right. So one time I was on the tour bus, and I was with 2 bitches, of course, because sometimes depending on where we are, you have to you can determine how much vagina you can put your penis in. There was 2 girls, and with the bus that goes back and forth, we were in Europe somewhere where there's very windy, crickety roads, and I had to balance so that I don't flop over with the amount of alcohol that everybody had with our threesome. And I'm in the back, and it's way bumpier in the back and on the top than it is in the front. I had to use extreme balance to not make myself look like a dickhead in front of those 2 drunk hookers. So that's another good example of balance. So I know what you're saying, Stix.
There you go. That's talent right there.
Thanks, man.
You're leaving him hanging.
I thought you wanted the microphone. I would give you
So, no. That answers your question.
Yeah, there you go. When you're playing like a much faster tempoed song like Death to All But Metal versus like a more slower tempoed song like Community Property or Tiger Woods, is it a different energy in executing that song or a different emotional aspect?
Absolutely. When you come out and you do a song like Death to All But Metal, which is like, upper mid tempo, but like a song like Pussy Whipped, which is really fast, or Supersonic Sex Machine, which is another real fast one for us. You gotta like, for me, when I go out and play it on drums, I have to go, okay, I'm gonna fucking start this thing, and I'm not letting up for 3 minutes, and I know I gotta fucking hammer down this shit, and so I get in that space. When I do Community Property or something slower, I can enjoy it. Like, I have time to breathe and enjoy the playing, because I can feel I'm less focused on just fucking ripping through it, and it's not an exercise in dexterity or stamina. It's more like sex. It's where like you get to go out, so you start playing it, and then you can feel the crowd start fucking singing it with you. So for me, I'm more engaged when I'm not going, all right, just fucking buckle up and hold the fuck on like that. I like playing songs where I have room to think, and get it back during the playing. Because a song like Death to All But Metal, you don't really get a lot. You're just putting it out because you want everybody to fucking rock. But a song like Community Property or a mid-tempo, slower song, you actually get to get it back during the performance. It's pretty cool.
The thing I had to learn about playing faster is the song is the length stays the same. Like, if the song says it's 3 minutes and 20 some seconds, and that's how long the song is, you don't try to hurry up with that song to play it faster. Stix has taught me about what a tempo is, and so just because there's a faster tempo doesn't mean it's gonna be a shorter song. You know what I'm saying? So what Stix is saying with that is, and I agree 100%. He starts a tempo when I've said this in other interviews, like when he counts. If he counts really fast, then I know it's going to come. The song's going to come faster, but that doesn't mean it's going to end faster. And that's one thing that's important too about music. That
is the one thing that's important about music.
Because you want to. Some people think that, and this is why what we do in the studio, and you learn stuff in there as well. It's another learning process every time I go in.
It is another learning process. There you go.
So. Yeah, and I think people should be aware. Kids out there, just be aware of that.
So
if you want to,
I guess if I can encapsulate, start and stop together.
There you go. And I was interviewing Buck Cherry one time, and they said that it's easier to play a super fast song than a more slower tempoed song, because with a slower song you can't hide behind the smoke screen of distortion.
Yes. Did I turn that on?
Nope.
Okay.
Good.
So that's interesting. Like for me, I like to let it hang out. I like to fucking put my dick on the block and go, "Do you like it?"
Yeah.
And I want to hear the answer. You know, I don't want to be like, "All right, don't really look at the dick. Don't really look at it." I want to be like, "There it is in all its glory. Let's fucking share."
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. Well, that's why I'm in fucking.
Can I
studio.
ask-
Poetic.
Yeah, dude.
Can I ask Stix a question?
You can ask me a question.
Okay.
We'll both interview.
Okay. I wanted to ask you something. If you had to, if you were lost in a jungle, and if you were lost in a jungle and you could only eat one thing for the whole time you were there until maybe you would get rescued, you don't know for sure you're going to get. Do you ever seen that movie Cast where the Tom Hanks thing where his airplane crashes?
Yes.
What if you only had one food to eat? What would it be?
Are there wild?
I think we know the answer.
Oh, well, no. The obvious answer would be pussy. But there's no other humans. Are there wild hogs on the island?
Sometimes,
Because if it's wild hogs, then I would just eat fucking bacon.
Can't go wrong with bacon.
Dude, you can't go wrong with bacon.
there's only 3 wild hogs, and there's tons of birds, but you have to be able to catch those birds.
Okay, well, I would eat cantaloupe.
Okay.
All right, cantaloupe. There you go.
Thank you,
You
Stix.
split it right down the middle. And then
I just
you know.
wanted to ask you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Here's a one question I really wanted to ask you, actually, because this is my favorite question to ask every artist I interview. How do you know when a song is done? It's always the hardest question for everybody to answer.
You have to. It's interesting. There's 2 parts to that. Because you can always add, right? You can always, when you're writing a song, you can always keep going. You know, you can always add. When you say done, you mean like instrumentation, recording, production, the whole thing? Okay.
yeah.
So you can always add shit onto a song, but I feel like you know when a song is done. I don't know that there's a definitive answer. I think when we hear it back in the studio and we go, are the drums, guitars, bass, vocals, percussion, because we like to put little ear candy percussion in there. The guitar noodles, maybe, you know, some little things in between to kind of like, you know, bridge gaps. Are all those core things done? And now, what else could we put on this song? Do we want to put a fucking square wave synth solo on it? No, because nobody does.
Nobody does.
Ever.
Steel Panther, not Ministry.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, we're not Kraftwerk, bro. So I just feel, I think you feel when a song's done when you feel it in your balls. Like you just know in your balls and your brains when shit's done. And the other thing that I would say to songwriters and artists is when you have an idea and you start recording it, this is a piece of advice I got from Satchel when we were fucking kids, dude. I've known Satchel since we were kids. Finish your idea. Because everyone has killer ideas. Oh, this is a killer chorus, dude. And then nobody finishes. It's hard to finish writing songs. And if there's one piece of advice I'd throw out there, I'd say finish your fucking song. It may not be the best song in the world, or it might, but fucking start it and end it and have a complete package, because everyone's got fucking millions of snippets. Not a lot of people finish and say, this is my idea, do you like it?
Well, mine, I know when it's finished is because we have what a lot of musicians have. This is another thing for you kids. In your monitors will help your hearing. We have a click track in there, and lets me know when the song is going to end. It'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I look back at Stix and end it.
Yeah. Again, you kind of already said that.
There you go. And the final question I want to ask you is that
I can answer him if I want.
I said, yes, you can.
Thank you.
the final question I was curious about is that Steel Panther has not had any lineup changes, which I find very, very impressive. There's only two other bands I know of, which is Rammstein and Thrice, that have never had any lineup changes. I'm curious, is there a certain secret to Steel Panther that you guys have, you've been together for so long at this point? How do you kind of go through your whole career?
Just be high all the time, and your bandmates don't annoy you that much. If everybody's fucking high, then nobody really gets on your nerves. That's why kids out there, drugs are good because they keep you very sociable, and you keep your mind, and you don't get annoyed as easy as you do when you're on.
It's just weird that you keep talking to the kids out there.
I think that this goes to a lot of kids, doesn't it? It's influential.
Sure.
Yeah.
Trying to be aware.
No, continue, dude. I don't mean to rain on
Just trying to-
on your kid parade.
trying to make the
There's
kids.
a daycare center above here.
I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying anybody who wants to be a musician can take note of all of this stuff that we're saying, and I want to make it like a learning process about what we do. And I think it's important that kids see what's going on now, and this is the truth of it.
I'll tell you. I think that. I'm double teaming. I think that having the same lineup for fucking 20 or 30 years it's hard to do, but you need to know how to pass the bitches around and not get jealous, and nobody gets attached to chicks. So like if we're in one town and Lexxi fucks a girl and then we tour 2 or 3 tours later and I fuck the same girl, he's not gonna get mad.
See, that's it
'Cause
too.
that happens.
I
a
meant
lot.
to say that too.
You know, bands break up because of chicks a lot. We understand the game past the hag. We understand the game. You know, don't get jealous.
We understand the game Hungry Hippos.
We understand the game Hungry Hippos, which
And
is totally
Mousetrap. Have
separate.
you played
but we do
Mousetrap?
understand it. And Boggle. We understand Boggle.
I don't get Scrabble. That's one of those games that is so
Because there's
fucking
words involved.
I grew up with video games, not board games.
Yeah, dude. Well, here's the thing. By the way, you mentioned Thrice. I fucking love that band.
Great band.
And I did not know until right now that they didn't have a lineup change because
From what I heard. Yeah.
because the singer, when in the first few albums, sounds totally different than he sounds now.
Yeah.
Like he sounds gruff and like, you know, real. Dude, his voice is fucking killer, and he doesn't sound like the first couple of records to now. I thought it was a different singer, but knowing that, I like him even more. They're a fucking great band.
There you go. So I want to thank you guys so much for your time today. Looking forward to tonight, and looking forward to hearing the album. Everybody, we are here with Steel Panther. Heavy Metal Rules out September 27th. Catch them on their upcoming tours with Crowbot and Stitched Apart. We'll see you next time on Heavy New York.